Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another Toon Tuesdays. So this is basically the weekly roundup that I do about Newcastle United news. I posted my first episode of the series last Tuesday, and thank you all very much. You got loads of likes, you got loads of comments, and everyone told me to keep the series going, which is why I'm back tonight to do episode 2. So if you did miss episode 1, down in the description I'll leave a link, so make sure you go and watch that as well. But first things first, I always like to try and make my videos upbeat and as happy and as energetic as possible. But I do need to mention something for the first bit of news into tonight's video, and that is the heart attack that happened yesterday with Cheick Tiote. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. I obviously wanted to mention it in the video. I posted a video yesterday of his goal against Arsenal that I'm sure a lot of you will remember as well. Loads of you guys commented on that, RIP, and just generally just shocked. I think the same as me, as all of you guys. He's 30 years old, and I read today as well that apparently he was actually expecting a child in the next week. So it's just ridiculous. Honestly, guys, I don't really know what to say. It's very, very sad. So I hope all you guys out there are okay. And yeah, it's not nice. But I will continue with the rest of the roundup for the week. So a bit of good news is that Newcastle have announced their first friendly for the pre-season. So that's going to be on the 26th of July, 7:30. So that's a Wednesday night. And it's going to be against Bradford, and it's away at Bradford. Bradford are in League One. They were in League One last year as well. They actually got to the playoff final and lost to Millwall, who are now in the Championship. So yeah, 26th of July is Newcastle United's first friendly game of the season. Newcastle also tweeted out saying that there will be more friendlies across the UK and Europe, and there will definitely be a home friendly in August. So I don't know who that's going to be against either, but yeah, the fixtures are starting to come out now, and it's just something to look forward to. So moving away from the friendlies, the Premier League will obviously start around the middle of August, and those dates will be announced on the 14th of June. So it's not actually long until we find out who we're going to be playing next season as well. And talking about dates, Rafa Benitez, as I mentioned in last week's video, wants to get all of his signings done, or as many as he can, before the pre-season starts. And that starts at the start of July, which basically means we've got about a month that Rafa wants to bring in supposedly 7 to 12 players with a lot or a fair bit of Premier League experience, or some Premier League experience at least. So that's only a month. And obviously last week I did my bit about the transfer rumours, and I'm going to do a little bit more now. But it's crazy to think that it's only a month till the pre-season starts, and obviously we are linked with so many players, but apart from Atsu, we are yet to get the green definite flag on any of them. So to start things off, we'll look at the guy who looks like he's gonna be coming to Newcastle. I mean, the rumours just change every day. It's Tammy Abraham. We know a lot about him from the Championship last year. He scored 23 goals, which is joint second with Dwight Gale and Murphy from Brighton. So we know he can definitely score goals in the Championship. And that's obviously why Rafa's interested in getting him in on a loan from Chelsea next year. He's only 19. The stumbling block, it seems, is that Chelsea have said they're not sure about his game time. He's been linked with Brighton as well, and the chat is that he said he'd rather come to us than Brighton, which is great. But Rafa plays, and you can see why Chelsea are slightly worried that he'll not get much game time. We play one man up front, which has basically been Gale, apart from when he's been injured, and then it's been Murphy or Mitro. And then if we brought Abraham in as well, that's 4 strikers and a team that plays 1 striker. So maybe Rafa's having to think about changing up his formation, but I think it's just more likely that he wants to bring some more players through the door. But does that mean that Murphy's going to go, or does it mean Mitro might go, or on loan, or Let me know what you think about that one. I think Abraham sounds like a great player to bring in, but not necessarily as our number one man when we've got Gale, who was great last year. And to be fair, Mitro scored goals when we were in the Prem. So they're already pretty good. Obviously, Murphy hasn't had a chance to show himself that much in the Championship or the Prem. So yeah, who should we get rid of? Should we just have all 4 of them? Will he come to Newcastle if he knows he's not going to get much game time? Yeah, it's a funny one. Let me know about that. So I mentioned last week again a few players. A couple of you guys did actually comment about them. Obviously, Pepe Reina, the goalie, who we seem to be really close to getting, and a week later from my last video and we still haven't got him. The word on the street is that he has accepted personal terms with Newcastle, which is what I see as basically Rafa's said we'll pay you whatever you want. Or we've struck a deal of payment with him. And I think he does want to work underneath Rafa. I think he's just basically unsure whether A, he wants to come and move to Newcastle, and B, he's got 12 months left on his Napoli contract, and I think he just wants to get a confirmation from Napoli what their plan is. If they're going to go out and buy a new goalkeeper and he's never going to play, then yes, I think he will come to Newcastle. If they turn around and say, you are on number 1, we can give you a year extension, I think he'll probably stay. So in the last few days, the player I've actually heard the most about is Kieran Gibbs from Arsenal. So I don't know why, but for some reason, when I first heard that we were linked with him, I thought he was a free transfer. He's not. He's got 12 months left on his contract, and Arsenal are asking for 15 million for him. So apparently there's a couple of other clubs interested, West Brom being one of them. And basically Rafa, like I mentioned earlier, he wants to bring in that Premier League experience. He's 27 years old, and as we know, he's played for Arsenal for quite a while now. So the left-back situation at Newcastle has been a bit of a funny one for the last year and even the last few years. Haidara, I don't know what's going on with him. I think he possibly is on his way out, and obviously we know he's had massive injury trouble. We brought Lazar in as a potential option at left-back. And I don't, is he even a left back? He's wearing number 7. He possibly is a left back, but we haven't seen much of him as well. And then Paul Dummett, who played the majority of our season last year at left back, who I think did a good job. There's obviously just questions over his ability to get forward and his confidence on the ball. I think he is a good defender, but is he as good as Kieran Gibbs? I'd say no. So I think it's a good one. 15 million. It's hard because anyone who has Premier League experience is automatically worth so much more than they maybe necessarily are. But that's because you don't want to take the chance and always buying abroad and then finding out they can't do it in the Prem. We know he can do it at the Prem. He's 27. He's maybe slightly older than it would have been nice to have got him in at, but he definitely has a solid few years under his belt. And yeah, it creates some competition at left back. Him and Dummett would be solid 2 left backs at the club. Dummett on his own, if he got injured and then we had to play, maybe Clark could do a job at left back. But yeah, bringing Gibbs in just gives that extra bit of depth. Those are really the 3 main players that I've heard of, and I don't want to ramble on too much about potential transfers because in 3 weeks' time we might not have bought any of these players, but if we did get 1 or 2 or even all of them, it would be fantastic. The one other player I'm going to mention is Semedo from Sporting Lisbon. We've been linked with him for weeks as well. He sounds like a very good prospect centre back. He's only 23. He sounds like he's already doing a great job over at Sporting Lisbon. And it will be great to get him in as well. Apparently he wants to come to the Premier League, but there's also loads of Spanish clubs who are interested in him. And I actually read just before I made this video that he might be changing his mind and looking at a Spanish club. So again, it's just all rumours. You don't know what's going to happen. But the main thing is that Rafa said he wants 7 to 12 players before the pre-season. And that's a month away. So if that's true, there's hopefully going to be a lot going on in the next few weeks. And that is it, guys, for this week's video. I hope you have enjoyed, and make sure to comment down below what you think of what I've been talking about in today's video. And again, let me know down below what you want me to talk about in next week's video. It sounds like there's going to be a lot going on in the next few weeks, and I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you have enjoyed. Drop a like if you want me to keep this season running. and obviously subscribe if you're new. But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.